All right, welcome back. Now, levels of dams that supply drinking water to Nelson Mandela Bay and the Kouga region stand at an all-time low average of 26%. The Kouga Dam stands at 7% with the Churchill at 18%. The metro relies heavily on the Gariep Dam to feed the Noooitgedacht scheme, but the Gariep Dam is also at only 50%. Officials are now implementing the Churchill Dam as a contingency resource as part of its long-term water intervention. Just before we cross over to our reporter who is at the Nelson Mandela Bay metro now, let's take a look at this package.
A prayer for rain. The water crisis in the Nelson Mandela Bay area has deepened. Several dams in and around the metro are critically low, which include Mpofu, Churchill and Kouga. Authorities are being forced to juggle what is left of the supply. The level of the Churchill Dam has dropped to 18%, but the metro says the reservoir will be used as an emergency source.
Last year, July, we then took a deliberate decision, shut Churchill down, and we only have started periodically since then. So the rains that we had in September last year has contributed to a raising a bit. So it is, for all intensive purposes, in terms of our contingency plan, a reserve. Obviously, for normal operations, it's just a normal reservoir. But to ensure that the water that we have is spread the longest, it is then of the most importance for us.
The metro has implemented stricter measures and millions of rands are being pumped into improving water distribution. The Noooitgedacht scheme, which supplies half of the metro, has been expanded.
The water coming out of the Noooitgedacht scheme before the implementation of phase 3 is not enough to cater for the whole city, but once we get phase 3 up and running, which will be happening in the next 5 months or so, then we would be able to make sure that everyone in the city had water and that we wouldn't run out of water.
Meanwhile, day zero is fast approaching for the Kouga area, which includes Jeffreys Bay and St. Francis. The surfing mecca has access to 7% of the supply dam's water, with Hanky and Potensi reaching their water quota.
Those two towns, if you combine their quotas, will have their day zero on the 8th of March. And we will have to call on everyone to make sure that we get the best service and support that we need to service those two municipalities.
The metro has also implemented level C of the water restrictions, hoping that punitive measures and tariffs will save the scarce resource. Although the Churchill Dam is said to be the saving grace of the metro, officials are still pleading with every resident to use 50 litres per day. Jade Lee-Paulser, SABC News, Port Elizabeth.
All right, and for more on this,